Everyone, it's Garrison here and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm quite excited, not gonna lie guys, because after going through a day of work and finally settling down here, I am here to check out with y'all Nmixx's first comeback with Dice, the music video for it and all. Now, I'm really curious of what route and mixture of genres that they will take this time around. I want to emphasize mixture of genres because I'm sure that's going to be the case again this time around, based off of their debut with OO, where I really admired how there was a combination of pop rock and electronic pop elements and instrumentation going on in that song, but it aged like fine wine, not gonna lie, when I went into the live performances and streamed the song on my own time, because the song went more smoothly than the music video with that sudden break. You feel me? It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but hey, at least for me, I enjoyed it, and hopefully that's the case with Dice here, where I do enjoy it and I get to admire some things. And if you guys haven't seen my reactions to their mixtape series as well as their pick and mix covers, be sure to do so. Aside from that, pre-ordered both versions, the standard, the limited version, so stay tuned for that video where I do an unboxing. But hey, enough talk. Let's dive into Dice now. Alright, so I brought it up here, Dice by Nmixx. I got the English captions on and all to see how the lyrics play out for this song, but let's go. Oh. Very carnival-esque. Ooh, I'm sensing some jazz elements. Oh, Kyujin! Ooh! Ooh, I love the brass and horn work in this so far. And just how fierce they are in this, yet charming, right? Okay, where's this headed though? Ooh, Lily! And the Jinni. Wow, I gotta say though, guys, Kyujin's owning this era. Ooh, that interlude there by Jinni. What a switch up. Jiwoo has a nice bounce to it here during this verse 2. Whoa! Oh, wow! What? Wow, the mixture of brass instruments I'm hearing there's outstanding. That snare drum kit work, though. And then do they bring it back here? Okay. Another interlude? Oh, that guitar work. Ooh. So essentially what they did was have this very hip-hop heavy backbone structure-wise, but I have a good amount of jazz influences. I'm sorry if I talked too much here today, guys, but I'm just processing everything in the moment here and how this song truly played out. Then earlier I saw Mixtopia, of course. Wow. Yeah, okay, so what I love this time around is that the mixing and mastering is really done well to a T. Like, I'm not even surprised if Kwanamu took part on this time around on the mastering side, because last time around I felt it was like a little bit off. And then of course when we had that interlude and switch up, however you guys view it, whether it's from a musical standpoint or an objective standpoint, it wasn't that smooth with it. And then good amount of us, when we checked out the live performance, I was like, ooh, I'm loving this song more, you know? And I'm glad the music video did the girls justice this time around. What I also love about this song is, I would say, arrangement-wise. Arrangement-wise, it's not your typical arrangement, but it's gonna be an arrangement that I think will have to grow on me to be fair. I'm gonna throw out a rhetorical question here, and listen, how many times is it gonna be when you do something so unpredictable it becomes predictable? Keep that in your mind right now, because if we go from OO, the debut, into DICE here, and considering other releases and arrangements that have a sudden switch up or an interlude that makes that or breaks that a kind of a sudden switch up in any respective song, good amount of songs that have that drastic switch up is only once. But this time around, it's like, wow, several different moments. I'm talking about interlude into that verse 2, and during that interlude, that was Jinni, my bias. I really loved her in that moment. And then we had an interlude that gave us like a really gnarly dance break that I was digging. And I believe the bridge was before that interlude. I'm gonna have to try to dissect it more upon second listen to really understand it. But like, I feel like it was 2 drastic switch ups and a half with that extra interlude put in there, and I mess with it. It's something that is unconventional, dare I say experimental, and I think this gets into my next point. Is when I have talked to a lot of producers, singer-songwriters, lyricists in the scene, I asked them a really important question, is that, what do you think about experimentation in music? Holistically or in the realm of K-pop? And if you think about it, right, it's even in hip-hop to the matter of fact. Peggy, JPEGMafia, if you guys are familiar, in his interview, he talks about, it's like, of course, like, not everyone's gonna mess with experimental music, and for those who mess with music that is more experimental, good on them. But he's just trying to push the envelope to make things be more open and just do what he wants to do and not cater to others.
Just more like the risk taking. I just want people to do whatever they want, but just like not feel like they have to follow the standard. We don't all have to sound like the baby. It's fine. We can do other things.
And I feel like Nmixx is slowly but surely doing that. Of course, taking in a good amount of, I would say, influences, whoever's the A&R and creative people behind the scenes, and considering like what's trendy, I'm sure of it, and like what has happened. I mean, if you think about it, it's hard. I can't blame people for thinking of when they listen to Nmixx's debut and Dice here, I'm sure of it, is that they think about groups coming from SM, whether it's Super M, they had the splice of that one song, or whether it's aespa, or whether it's these very aggressive, in-your-face, over-the-top, extravagant releases, or fellow idol groups within the label of JYP, like ITZY. And, like, I feel like experimentation is needed to a certain extent to not only push the envelope, but to also, for us listeners, experience new things and discover, like, evolve music, I should say, right? Not only for the artists, but for the idol groups as well. Like, if you think about it, like, if everyone liked something experimental and something different, which could be experimental, vice versa, that could be the new trend, and then they get, by default, sure, that could slowly but surely turn into being sick and tired of that trend of experimental releases, which we have heard by Billy's debut and their B-sides, for example. But I feel like experimentation is needed to make the scene less oversaturated, and I hear that from time to time of people. K-pop is getting oversaturated, or at least for people like me, who's been a fan of K-pop for a very long time, since the SNSD, Shiny days, and all, as more and more debuts are happening left, right, and center. So I just want to put that out there and just, like, keep that in mind, guys, you know? And I feel like not that many people are open to experimentation, or the matter of fact is, like, doesn't let a song grow on them, you know what I'm saying? Like, they listen to the first 5 seconds and are like, no, this song's not for me. And for me, as some of you may know, as I'm not only a fanboy of some of these groups and artists, I have a musical background, and I am pretty open-minded when it comes to music, as much as I have a pretty open appetite when it comes to food. I'm not picky either way. Staying on topic here, yeah, I sense the level of experimentation, the combination of hip-hop and jazz, and as someone who's been through jazz music, has been in jazz band and done the tenor sax, I'm sure there was some tenor sax work in there, heavy trumpet work in here as well. I'm not even surprised if the trombones were kicked out in this as well, but all in all, like, the 808 bass, I'm sure there's that 808 bass. Still gotta dissect and process it more, so, hey guys, I know you're sick and tired of me talking, but I just want to go on a whim and lay it out there. For me, upon first listen, it's hard to tell, you know, it's first listen that if the song is gonna grow, like, age like fine wine, like or over time, slowly but surely, it's gonna take longer for it to grow on me. But it stands at a solid 8 out of 10 for me. I'm gonna be real with you, guys. I feel like when it comes to jazz music, I like jazz all full out, not just simple jazz influences and all. And combining that with hip-hop is quite interesting in this kind of manner. So let me break down this. Let me get back into a second watch and listen here, and keep my mind open for this song and how it works. I really love this starting scene with Sullyoon in the center. Some sampling going on there. Yeah. Kyujin really got my attention within this era, and I love her hair. I didn't get the time to say it in my coverage for their covers and all the pick and mix and series and stuff, but wow, she's shining in this era. I really love the drop of the brass in that slight moment there. Or the strings. Yeah, and that moment, that kind of succession from Haewon and the Sullyoon was so clean and clinical. But if anything, I'm glad that DICE here showcases their vocal talent even more on another level, a step up from OO, which is something to really appreciate about, honestly. Mixtopia right there. Yeah, just how, right, Lily on the right here. I love how Lily leads the chorus here. Like, her vocal color, her voice is so out of this world, and I will continue to be a broken record player when it comes to Lily's vocal talent and ability that she has grown for quite some time. I would say for a very, very long time, as ever since I've seen her when she was younger on K-pop Star and all. Yeah, very triumphant with it being played, the trumpets, the trombones. Just the bass being turned like that. Oh, so good, this interlude, right? Nmixx. Change up. Let's go. Now, this is, after the interlude, the verse 2, admittedly, is gonna have to grow on me. Whether it does quickly or for more and more listens, I shall find out myself. And maybe update you guys when I check out their B-side tied along to this single. But wow, yeah, a lot to take in here with this switch up. It's hard to let it sink in to you first listen, but I love how that, like, pitched, I don't know, like cowbell, or just the dripping, like, kind of sound being done like that here. Really loved Jiwoo in this moment. These scenes are very fitting in terms of these switch ups. And then Lily's true and shining moment in that moment here. They essentially took us, like, on an adventure, a roller coaster, literally, not only, like, visually, but, like, sonically as well, which I love how that goes hand in hand, and that's why I emphasized earlier on, like, the music video does justice as girls as much as, like, the song does hand in hand with the music video. Woo! Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure, yeah, this interlude is right here. And the bridge already happened with Lily kicking it off into Haewon. And then the outro with the ha 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 ha. Very hysterically done, should I say? So from what I know, good amount of the members from the hub took part on this, worked with Nmixx again. We love to see it, but I'm gonna have to find out who else took part on this to give credit where credit is due. I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be some split people where people are still gonna love OO more. Some people are gonna like Dice more and feel like, wow, this was a huge step up or a slight step up. But I feel like people just need to keep you doing you, and if you don't like it, don't dwell into it much and move on, right? But Nmixx's Dice. I want to double check that bridge. Yeah, so we had the bridge into a pre-chorus to an interlude of chorus. And credit-wise, Dr. Joe, Jam Factory. Yeah, a lot of familiar names that I have seen that have been working with, I would say, the JYP idol groups. Oh, wow. So I was right about, at least for one of the saxophones, I was like, maybe a tenor saxophone. We did indeed get a tenor sax. We got the trumpets. All instruments. We got a trombone, yep. But wow, even a baritone saxophone and an alto saxophone as well. Shoutouts to Brian Yu, Charlotte Wilson, of course. Let's see here. I'm trying to cover everyone here all at once. Frankie Day, of course, I do follow her on Twitter as well. Who else do we got here? Okay. Yeah, Kwanamu on the mastering side, but mixing engineer. So the only thing on the mixing, though, I just feel like the brass. I just feel like the brass something could have been done differently when it comes to the brass instruments being done in this and being laid out and mixed. You know, like I'd want it to sound more underlining or less over the top in some moments, but that's just a small thing for me. Arrangement wise, I gotta give it to Armadillo and Ranga. Not familiar with these two, but I'm gonna search them up here. Elevator. Worked with Twice's Handle It. Everybody Has with Chang'e. And even some Infinite Challenge releases here. That's cool, that's cool. So, all in all, guys, really a strong release. It's really hard to tell that if I'm gonna, love this more than OO, but I just love it, you know? And I appreciate a lot of moments and sections in this song. Arrangement-wise, I'm gonna have to get used to, even though I really love how experimental it is, it's just that verse 2 that's gonna have to grow on me, and I feel like people are gonna have to expect this in the future. Nmixx, it's literally in their name, mix. They're gonna mix and match genres and influences. They're gonna have their sudden switch-ups, but I think that boils down all the way back to that one rhetorical question that you don't necessarily have to answer, is how much switch-ups and how many times is gonna be where it's gonna be predictable for Nmixx. And that's gonna be hard to tell, because when it comes to Nmixx, they're still surprising me when it comes to their releases. It's only the first comeback. I really hope in the near future we get a full-blown mini album, right? And I hope, you know, if they do something when it comes to their title tracks, maybe they even have a splice of 2 tracks, if you think about it, right? I was seeing some people on the internet, it's like, wow, I would have loved it if they just came through with the certain section at the beginning of OO and the certain section at the ending of OO and put them in 2 different songs on one album. And I'm sure that might be the case with some people when it comes to Dice here. Just some assumptions, just laying it out there for the horizons and all. So yeah, I just feel like there's even more potential that needs to be tapped. still 8 out of 10. Maybe it'll grow into an 8.5 or even a 9 due to the live performances, and maybe the live performances will make me love the song even more, because you never know, and always keep things in consideration, guys, and keep your horizons open, and I can't stress that enough. But shout out to everyone behind the scenes, shout out to Nmixx and all the members. All the members truly stood out to me. Haewon has grown as a huge bias wrecker for me. She's just so adorable. But Jinni, wow, that interlude there before verse 2, digged it a lot with the choreo work and the lines that were being laid out. But as always, guys, be sure to like, share, and maybe subscribe, as it helps out the channel so much and just warms my heart connecting with y'all about Nmixx and their new song Dice. Totally didn't expect jazz and hip-hop all at once, but I love how, yet again, it's quite experimental to a certain extent, and they're slowly but surely carving their own thing, and it's pretty cool that they're mixing and matching genres and influences. But as always, have a great day, have a good night, have a good afternoon, wherever you are. Quick reminder, if you don't got anything good to say, don't say it. Just a friendly reminder and tip of the day per se. But see you in the next Nmixx or K-pop related video, and peace.